Hi everybody, I wanted to do a brief presentation expanding on the concept of grounded eating. So what is grounded eating? Grounded eating is being flexible with full permission to eat all foods, tuning into your hunger and fullness and trusting your body, knowing that food has no moral value. It's the big picture. No meal or snack will derail your health. Try new cuisines and have fun in the kitchen, and cooking should take up part of your life but not the whole of it. Being flexible with full permission to eat all foods. Being flexible means that no 2 days will be alike. Some days you'll have more time to prepare a nourishing meal, set the table and sit down mindfully and eat it. Other days it'll be a grab and go kind of meal or leftovers. What do I mean by full permission? It's in line with the concept of intuitive eating. Full permission is knowing that all foods fit. There's no foods you cannot have, and you have to trust yourself to have those foods in the house. If you want a piece of chocolate, go ahead and have that piece of chocolate, with no guilt attached to it. How do you feel when you've come off a diet and you've restricted certain foods? You often feel out of control, and you may eat lots of those foods you haven't been able to eat. So try to stop the cycle of dieting. You need to learn how to tune in to your hunger and fullness and trust your body. It knows what it's doing. Think back to being a little child. You would have eaten when you were hungry and stopped when you were full, and just being completely in sync with your body's needs. As we get older, we often lose this. Consider using a tool like the hunger scale. It has a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being super starving, famishingly hungry. You don't want to go into a meal like that because we know what happens. We want to go into a meal being about a 2 or a 3. You're hungry, you're thinking about eating, but you're not starving. Having regular meals will help you to go into it at about that number. And you want to be about 5 in between. You're neutral. You're not hungry, you're not full, you're just content. You can do a little concept of checking in when you're eating. Stop halfway through, check in and see how you feel. Do you feel satisfied? Or are you still hungry? Go ahead, eat a little bit more. Try to learn that point that you could have a few more bites, but you're really satisfied and you could stop, even if there's leftover. No need to worry about clean plate club here. It's a process. It will take time to learn. We don't want to get to that feeling of Thanksgiving full. Really, the key is to practice mindful eating and slowing down. Know that no food has moral value. An avocado is just as good as a piece of chocolate. Try not to see foods as good or bad or black and white thinking, because that tends to trip us up. I got this line on my face. So, allow yourself to have that piece of cake or that ice cream with no cheat days. That concept shouldn't even exist. It's the big picture. No meal or snack will derail your health. If you look over a lifetime or a decade, your eating is made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of meal and snacks. It's having a bad day or having some stress eating, especially now with what's going on with the quarantine and the COVID-19, isn't going to adversely affect your long-term health. Practice self-compassion in those moments. Take a deep breath and learn from it. It's okay. Try new cuisines, have fun in the kitchen, and know it's okay to stumble along the way. The top chefs do. You'll learn. Look for new recipes. Check out food blogs. Visit new global grocery stores or new restaurants or food trucks. Get your kids in the kitchen. And know it's okay to stumble along the way. And in time, you'll have a repertoire of recipes from around the world, so you won't get bored of what you eat. It'll be nourishing and fun and satisfying. I like The Guardian Food, BBC Recipes, my blog, Chow and Chatter, New York Times, and I like to share recipes and blogs around the world. Cooking and eating takes up time, but it's not all consuming. It shouldn't be all you think about or always on your mind or consuming your thoughts too much. You shouldn't be worried about how many points on Weight Watchers that is, or what's the nutrition value of that. Will you be able to balance the calories later? It should be in balance. Embrace leftovers for busy days. Try to reduce stress with eating. It shouldn't be stressful. Find tools to manage stress. It's a journey. And through trial and error, you'll find different coping strategies to manage stresses in life, rather than turning to food as a coping mechanism. That could be doing yoga, journaling, being in nature, dancing, gardening, podcasts, calling friends and family. Be patient. It takes time to re-establish these. Maybe a good therapist can help, or a good nutritional therapist, registered dietitian nutrition. And to conclude, you are worthy right now in this moment, and just the same way you care for your loved ones or your pets, to know that you are worthy. I'm going to play a little poem to end. I think it's beautiful. It's about 4 minutes long, but I want you just to sit back, listen to the poet Nikita Gill's words, and to know that you're worthy. If you need further support, I'm here for you. I had this problem earlier, it doesn't play it. I'm probably going to look it up. I'm going to play it here.
On your worst days, when the world has been most cruel to you, when things have gone so wrong you can barely breathe, without 1,000 knives feeling like they are stabbing into you, and you feel like you don't matter, that none of this matters, I hope you look at the night sky. I hope you realize that in that moment of looking at the incredible tapestry before you, that you are not alone. And most importantly, I hope you understand how no matter what the world has done to you that day, you are a deeply essential being. You see, the same thing that made the beautiful night sky and all its diamond stars with its luminous moon, with the millions of solar systems and galaxies that exist side by side, also thought that you were a brilliant idea. And this isn't just a pretty thing to say, there is science to back that up. The probability of you existing at all comes down to 1 in 10 to the power of 2,685,000. The very idea that you exist, considering those extremely low odds, is a miracle all on its own. You see, the exact DNA that comes from your parents to create you could have only happened when your parents met, which is 1 chance in 20,000. That alone should be enough, but when you add up the fact that it has taken 5 to 10 million years of human evolution for you to exist at this time, in this moment, that it has taken your personal journey to be here, an undefeated history, an undefeated ancestry that goes back 4 billion years, all the way to single-celled organisms, you begin to realize just how much of an impossibility you are. And look at what your body is made of. The universe loved you so much, it valued your right to exist so much, that it gave you the blood of the stars. So you are made of 93% of the very stars in that night sky. It gave you acids within your stomach that eat away anything you cannot digest, including the hateful emotions that are thrown your way. It gave you a heart that is so powerful it can beat outside of your body. It gave you a spine stronger than granite. It gave you iron in your veins to remind you of the warrior that you are. You weren't supposed to exist. You fought all the odds just to be here. and that is no accident. You are here for a reason. You breathe this air for a reason. You have purpose. Your existence means something. Someone smiled because of you today. Someone remembered something you did that was kind. Someone went to sleep thinking of you today, and more so, there are people who love you, and people you haven't even met yet who will love you so much. They would do anything for you. You are a miracle. The idea of you is a miracle. The fact that you are breathing at all is a miracle. Remember this when the world makes you feel like you don't matter. The universe, who is creator to us all, thought that you were a necessary plan. So it gave you a chance to breathe and exist even when the probability was so low, all because you fought to be here and never gave up. From the moment it thought of you, you had already won a cosmic war. Don't stop fighting now. No matter what your mental illness says, no matter what the world tells you, no matter the odds, you get up. You look up at that night sky. You remember every star that has collapsed its own lungs to bring you to life. You remember their sacrifice. You get up and you fight again.
Hope that helps, and I'm here for you. Let me know if you have any questions.